Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Royal Sussex Live. Welcome, one and all. Thank you so much for being here. I don't think we'll be here for more than an hour. Let me see who was here first. Connie Balmer. Hey, Connie Balmer. Thank you so much for being here first. All right. And take a look here. That is the thumbnail. All right. And so we're going to do a little review of Confessions of a Female Founder. So do have your comments ready. I may not see all of them, but I'll try to see as many of them as possible. Also, it is Earth Day. And then, of course, a little connection I have with the up and coming, I guess, well, I guess, anyway, just a little Roman connection. So it's a little something to do with the Pope. Not really a connection, very loose connection. Like I'm not going to the funeral or anything, but I'll show you. And let's see, what else was it? And something else, I'm sure. Uh, I'm sure it's something else. Can't think of it right now, but it's on the list. So, you know what? I better close some of these unnecessary pages I got up, windows I have open, so it doesn't slow things down. Um, yeah. Oh, yeah, I do need that. I so need that. Okay. Just open up something so I can see what you see. All right. So I got that. And and we're good. And we're good. So good, so right to be with you tonight. So good, so right to be with you tonight. Okay. So good, so right to be with you tonight. I don't need that, that. Um, uh-huh. Okay. Yeah, I don't need that. All right, we're set. We are so good. Cookies and cream. Hello, thank you for being here. Mary H, Hilda T, Ania Paul, Compton Caligal. You know, I should set the egg timer. I got one of those egg timers. I should shut it. Oh, shut it. I should set it for 60 minutes and see if I can actually do it. But we'll see how it goes. I don't think we'll be here more than an hour. So here's a little Earth Day art. Isn't that something? There's a tree, and what represents life better than a tree? Well, I don't know, an egg. Um, but you always hear the tree of life. The tree of life. You know, when I was a youngin', one of my uncles made a placard which had the family tree. Have you ever seen those? It's like a brass plaque, and I think it's mounted on maybe a piece of wood, and it has a tree, and then it has everybody's name and birth date, and then there's um, a little rhinestone for, at least I guess they're rhinestone. I don't think they're real, but there's the stones that represent the your birthstone. So mine, of course, is the gold topaz. No wonder I like gold so much. And you know what? Nobody in the family knows where the heck that thing is. I'm sure it's not discarded. I have not seen it in years. You know, it'd be so funny if I actually have it, but I don't think I do. Um, but yeah, if you've ever had one of those, they're pretty cool. The hard part is trying to figure out who gets to keep it. But you can always start one for your individual family. Janice Goodrich, peace and joy. Patricia Ann Franklin, Jules. Okay. Joyce Yvette Davis, thank you for being here. Next. Remember, he's got the whole world in his hands. Yeah, he's got the whole world in his hands. Very symbolic of the creator just holding this whole thing up. The very grateful people that are polluting the gift that we were given. Oh, and what is that I see on the map? I mean, on the globe. There's a, a country, the big island, and it looks as though they're asking for. Oh, is that help? Is that help? I mean, it looks like it goes all the way up to Hadrian's Wall. Does that look familiar? You know, I just wanted a picture of the Earth, but it appears as though one of the satellites snapped a picture of a nation of people begging for help. Do you guys recognize that country? I'm just surprised it's not the United States, that's all. That I would recognize. Anyway, I don't know what country that is, but it looks like there's about 66 million people begging for help because I don't know, maybe they have some half-wit that's going to be the next king. Is that Salt Island? Is it? uh, I guess it is. Yeah, you know what? If you tilt your head, you can kind of see it. Yeah, if you tilt your head, you can just about see it, but I guess that is Salt Island. Anyway, I don't know what they're in such a panic about. I mean, after all, um, William has been training for this position his whole life. And let them tell it, Charles is not long for this world, although he looks plenty healthy to me. Um, I just wish I could zoom in a little closer, you know, just to get a closer look at what's there. But I guess this is as good as it gets. Yeah, but it would be nice if we could zoom in a little closer and you know, see what's there. Oh, you know what? You know what? I think I have just managed to zoom in a little closer and I see something that looks so familiar. I'm going to compare it to another photo. Let me see. Oh my goodness. That's what that was. That's what that was. I saw, at first, I thought it was one of those lights begging for help, but apparently, I had zoomed in to Prince William. A head so big, a head so big and so oblong and so puzzling that you can actually see it with the naked eye from outer space. Isn't that the damnedest thing? My goodness. I thought it was like, you know, one of the seven wonders of the world, but apparently there's eight of them. My. I did not know you could see it with the naked eye from outer space. And it's very reminiscent of that movie, The Alien. It is very reminiscent of that movie, The Alien. That is the darndest thing. Well, I tell you, with these high-powered telescopes that they have, especially in deep space, it's amazing what you can pick up. Yeah, it's amazing. Oh well, I was wondering what that was. I thought it was like a snow-capped mountain or maybe some huge military compound or something. Um, a Las Vegas casino, but no, it was William. Let me see if I could zoom in just a little closer. Yes. Yes, there you go. Are there people on that? Oh, that is a person. That is a person. Isn't that something? Jeez Louise. You could just about make out a face. Now, are y'all sure that's not Mount Rushmore? Not big enough, huh? Okay. Huge. Just huge. Okay. Well, we we better get on with it if we're gonna try to get out of here in an hour. My goodness. Now it's so like see you just zoom in like that. See what I mean? You just zoom in like that and Lydia Washington, thank you so much for being here. Hi Tina Rezai. Rezai, am I saying it right? Okay. All right. Now, again, it is Earth Day 2025. And just a message from um, the rest of the world, or to the rest of the world. Dear world, we're sorry. We're scared too. We're trying to get him out of power as quickly as possible. Love the majority of Americans. So that is a message to the rest of the world from the people here in the United States. We are very sorry about the person in the Oval Office. So, once again, dear world, we're sorry. We're scared too. We're trying to get him out of power as quickly as possible. Love the majority of Americans. So there you go. By the way, you guys, don't forget to hit the like button. Also, if you're interested in supporting Royal Sussex, there are what do you call it? You can get a membership. The Royal Sussex membership is still a bargain at just $4.99. And also, I know that the I have the what do you call that? Buy me a coffee, but I don't do the memberships there. Plus, if you do a membership on Buy Me a Coffee, you don't get the recognition that you would get here, and I much prefer that. I'd rather you have recognition as someone who sponsors the channel instead of just you know um, getting a bigger slice of the pie from um, YouTube. So don't worry about that. YouTube, I'm grateful to YouTube for giving me a platform where I can connect with people. So they're entitled to make their profit like anybody else. So I have no issues with the setup that we have with YouTube. Um, nope, I am too grateful because at this point in my life, I would have never guessed that I would have access to an online community like the Sussex Squad and I am very grateful for it. So, again, if you want to get a membership to Royal Sussex for the price of a cup of coffee, just $4.99 a month, you can help support Royal Sussex. And you see, you get a little badge like Connie Balmer and Lydia Washington that says you are supporting the channel. Isn't that cool? Let me see who else has one. Hazel Jones, thank you very much. Um, Angela M64 has one. Thank you for supporting the channel. For the price of a cup of coffee. Let me see. Elaine Parker, she's not here, but she has one. Cookies and Cream has a badge. See there? As well as being a moderator. So, again, thank you very much for those of you that are helping to support the channel. Neo Sebatuan, thank you so much for, is it Sebatuani? Thank you so much for joining us, and hey to you too. All right. Again, for just the price of a cup of coffee, you too can help support Royal Sussex. Hey, Dolores Thomas, thank you for being here. All right, let's go on to the next thing. Think about it like this. The world is just a marble. We're all on this big marble floating in space. You know what I learned the other day? And I guess I've heard this before and I kind of forgot about it. Um, do you know that all gold that we have on planet Earth actually comes from a dying star? I think they said when a star is like burned out. And so all of the gold that's scattered around the earth came from out of space, kind of like the vibranium in the, what do you call that? The Panther movie, the Black Panther movie, the vibranium. It is from another world. No wonder the way the gold, works is so unique. Like gold is the best conductor of electricity. I can't think of anything that conducts an electric current better than gold. It is a very malleable metal, and well, for since the beginning of time, people tend to favor gold. So think about that. Isn't that something? That all of the gold that you wear, the gold in your phone and other electronics, it comes from out of space. Connie Balmer, thank you so much for the super sticker. And thank you for being a member of Royal Sussex. You and so many of the other people that are members here are members of other content creators that are Sussex friendly. So, on behalf of the other content creators, we thank you. Megan's Jam is a member. Very cool. Thank you. And just a reminder, the birthplace of humanity, Africa. And of course, it is said that you can trace every living, breathing human being on the planet to Africa, to the African people. So, over the tens of thousands of years, or was it 100,000s of years, people moved about the earth, but the cradle of humanity uh, originates in Africa. And then, of course, at one time, all of the world, Pangea, a large landmass that broke up and created the continents that we know today. At least that's what the scientists say. So, Earth Day 2025. And to celebrate Earth Day, Megan posted a video. Cheers to the beauty of the garden. Happy Earth Day, everyone. And then on the left side, I actually did not download that one today. Let me see if I can do that really fast. If I can, I will try to do that. By the way, you guys, while I'm doing that, do you know that? Okay, I told you guys that I'm kind of obsessed with that. Is it Love Luxury? And they have people who buy, sell, and trade their Hermes bags, right? The Hermes bags. Um, and this lady went into a charity shop and purchased the bag. Now, she would not tell them how much the bag costs, right? Um, they said the bag was valued at $27,000, a 1999 Birkin, crocodile Birkin. And of course, that's the bag's price. That's the price of the bag that has been obviously used. I don't know if anybody else watches it, but guess how much she paid for the bag? Guess how much she paid for it? Put it in chat if you know what it was. I don't know if anybody else watches that, but um, it was a maroon crocodile bag, right? A Birkin, and it was from 1999, and it was valued at $27,000. How much do you think she paid for it when she saw it in a charity shop somewhere in Italy? She saw it in a charity shop, and because she watches that channel on YouTube, she knew that the bag was definitely worth something. And okay, Miss Z says $50. That's a little low. $1? Oh, that's way too low. Think about that for a moment. Celebrating Earth Day 2025. Today marks Earth Day, a global effort to raise awareness of the importance of environmentalism and uplift efforts to combat the climate crisis. In the spirit of acting locally while staying focused on the impact globally, the Archwell team volunteered with LA Works and Los Angeles River State Park partners to help build and restore a native habitat. The team assisted with planting the and mulching, removing invasive species. I got one I wish they could remove. Anyway, removing invasive species and maintaining the greenery at the local park adjacent to the Los Angeles River. These ongoing work by Los Angeles River State Park partners help to protect and enhance the community, cultural, natural, and historic resources of the parks. Earth Day is a time to honor the planet and highlight the importance of sustainability and environmental conservation. The Archwell Foundation encourages everyone to take action in their community to strive for a healthier planet and a greener earth for future generations. By showing up in our community, our local community, we can have a global impact. Now, that, of course, is from Archwell. Um, and notice the young lady there on the left side has a black Archwell. Looks like it says Productions. Is that right? I think so. It's kind of, and then on the right side, the young lady has a white Archwell hat. Oh, that's Foundation. It's Foundation, Archwell Foundation. Okay. Okay. You know what, guys? I tell you what I'll do. There is someone who is the closest to the actual price at this point. The actual price, someone is very close to it. They have exceeded it by a little bit, but let me see here. Um, I will go for your consideration and do a little snapshot, a little screenshot of the bag so you can see. I don't know why I am addicted to that show. I love it though. I love it. And I tell you what, guys, I have had my fill of all these people that are okay, can I get a good shot of the bag for you? Let me try this. Oh no, that's not it. That's not it. Hold on one second, you guys. Let me find it. Oh, you're going to be so amazed. You are going to be so amazed. I'm always skeptical, but I don't think that they stage these things. I think that they're very serious about what they do. Um, okay, I want to get a nice big shot of the bag for you, so bear with me. Oh, I almost had it. I almost had it. I almost had it. Okay, I have it for you right here. Um, Now, I don't think that this actually does any justice for the bag, the lighting, but okay. Yeah, y'all know how fussy I am about the quality of everything. So let me just snap the picture and get it over with so we won't be all day talking about this. But I am so impressed. And then we'll go on to the next topic. Will we? Yes, we'll go on to the next topic. All right, let me show you. And I'll tell you the actual price of the bag. Um, okay. The lady went to a charity shop in Italy and she saw the bag and knew instantly that it was a quality piece or had the potential of being a super, super quality piece, that it was a Hermes. But the people at the shop, I don't think they had the ability to authenticate the bag. Now, that is crocodile with the gold hardware. It has the little lock and everything that comes with it. Um, she paid 700 euros for it. 700 euros. And the bag is valued at 27,000 pounds. 27,000 pounds. 27,000 pounds. And if you want to see the lady who brought the bag in, um, which by the way, I think she's going to put it on consignment so that they can, get the maximum price for it. She was hoping to get 50,000 pounds. I'll just tell you that. She was hoping to get 50,000 pounds. But the shop said that they feel as though the bag has been used and that it has, some very minor cosmetic things. So they say that it is worth 27. And they said if you want to sell it for that price, you could probably do it privately, but we're going to set a price of 27K. So she accepted the consignment for the bag. And so they'll photograph it and put it on their catalog, online catalog for people to look at. And then someone will find a new home for that bag. So 700 euros and it's worth £27,000 according to Love Luxury, which deals mostly with Hermes bags. Marshall, yeah, about $800, about 800 US dollars. Can you believe it? And of course, the lady at the shop was like, "Are you going to tell me where you found it?" And she's like, I'm not telling you where I found it, but all I can tell you is that is what I paid for it." So sometimes you get lucky, you know. Sometimes you get lucky. So here's the lady who made the purchase, who is there to sell the bag. She went into a luxury shop in Italy and she walked out with a 700 euro bag. And according to the lady at the consignment shop, it is valued at £27,000. So what is that, about 30,000 US? Something like that, whatever the exchange rate is. Wow. Now do you see why I'm so fascinated with Love Luxury? I am so fascinated with that show. Yeah, I mean, I just watched the YouTube videos, but okay. So let's move on. Let's move on. Is Meghan Markle, Duchess of Sussex jam worth the splurge? We tasted it. It says, as ever, raspberry spread sold out in less than an hour. We tasted it. I'm sorry, we tested its merit against the competition. Apparently, it did very well. It did very well. And why wouldn't it? And I think I know the secret to Megan's raspberry spread. She doesn't call it jam. She doesn't call it a preserve. She calls it raspberry spread. And I think I know what her secret is. I'm not going to tell you, but I think I know what the secret is. Well, it's made with love, so that's no secret. But according to the article, it says 1 year of anticipation, one Netflix show, and a brand name change later, Meghan, Duchess of Sussex, finally released her new line of As Ever provisions on April 2nd. It sold out in less than an hour. Amid selections of honey and, okay, we don't need all that. The whole effect was as if Stonewall Kitchen decided to trade LL Bean plaids for Maine rustication for toasting the California good life in an off-white raw silk sundress. But how does it taste? Raspberries can make excellent fruit preserves with a deep reddish pink hue and sweetness balanced with a mild tartness. Not all raspberry jam is created equal. However, a good fruit preserve has a depth of flavors that showcase that particular fruit, says Rochelle Cooper, pastry chef at Duck and the Peach in La Colina in DC. The texture should be gelled enough to have some body, but not so far as you can't cut it or hold its shape. Okay. So, as we know, Megan's raspberry preserve, or I'm sorry, spread, is not very stiff. It is more liquidy in consistency than either the jam or the preserve. To see Megan's as ever fruit spread is indeed a very best. We set up a blind taste test with 3 DC's top bakers and pastry chefs: Tiffany McIsaacs, Um, oh, she owns a James Beard. She's a James Beard Award finalist. Jill Nguyen, the baker behind the Capitol Hill Micro Bakery and Cupcake Workshop, Capital Jill Bakery. Oh, get it? Capitol Hill, Capital Jill. I love it. That is too cute. Let me see here. Okay, so there's 8 samples, and you can see the jars right there. Um, yeah, there's 8 samples. And these are the people that participated in the taste test. Okay. The blind taste test consists of 8 sample array of raspberry preserves on a plate, identified only by number. The as ever raspberry spread was served with 7 other commonly available brands from stores, including Giant, Whole Food, and Trader Joe's. We included both Trader Joe's standard raspberry preserve and reduced sugar spread to compare alongside the store brands and other popular options found at the supermarket. Each brand was judged on factors including color, texture, flavor, and overall appeal. Taste scored each example 1 to 10 scale with a highest possible total score of 30. So each judge can do a 1 to 10 score, and the highest possible score is 30. The judges sampled the raspberry preserves on warm bread and biscuit supplied by Nguyen, and that's one of the chefs. The brand tested all, the brands tested all listed similar ingredients. Lemon juice adds tartness and fragrance. Okay, good. Let's move on. It's kind of a long article. Okay, as Meghan points out in her show With Love Meghan, fruit spread, jam, jelly, compotes, and preserves are technically different products, each subject to categorization based on factors such as the ingredients and sugar to fruit ratio. For the purpose of this test, we are using the term interchangeably. The results held surprises. One popular upmarket French brand landed near the bottom. No, not the, what is it, Bon Maman? I'm not saying it right. While the judges ranked 2 inexpensive store labels options among the best. And as for as ever, we cover the spread below. All right, so there's a list. Number 8. Are you guys ready? Here they are. Number 8. Um, and this is from the lowest to the highest. This nearly solid blooded, what is it? Blood red goo seemed to contain more seeds than jam and earned a collective thumbs down. This looks like blood sausage, Nguyen said, sampling a global. Uh, you can almost cut it, Cooper said. The texture was universally a turnoff, and the judges also disliked the overly sweet flavor. And the price is $3.99. It's a 12. Anyway, it is giant raspberry spread. They didn't like it. So which one is giant? Which one is it? I can't make it out. So that's Smucker's. Is it the which one is giant? I mean, that's all 8 of them. Is that it at the bottom? Saint Dalfor. That's the French brand. It must be that one at the top in the middle, maybe. Okay, that's Trader Joe's at the bottom. Yeah, both of those at the bottom is Trader Joe's, and on either side is a, so it must be that one in the middle at the top. Yuck. Okay. And then Trader Joe's organic. That's the bottom, second from the left. Bland, meh, surprisingly too sweet. The judges said this organic reduced sugar option, ultra thick jam feels like jello shots. One taster said the group also disliked the lack of raspberry flavor. Okay, now that's the Trader Joe's bottom left. Let me go to number 6. That was number 7. This is number 6. The Bone Maman, is it Bone Maman Raspberry Preserve? Now, that's the one I eat. The French brand. I love that. That is at the top, second from the left. See the one with the red plaid, whatever top it, no. The one right there says Raspberry Preserve. That is number 6. By the way, let me give you the scores. So number 1, Giant Raspberry score was an 8. The Trader Joe's score was 9. The Bon Maman Raspberry Preserve, the score is 13. So it's in 6th place with a score of 13. So that means that out of a possible 30, Giant Raspberry Preserve got 8 points out of 30. Trader Joe's Organic, 9 points out of 30. And Bon Maman, 13. It only got 13. That's the brand that I love. I cannot believe it. Smucker's, let's go to Smucker's. You can see it right there. Smucker's got a score of 14. Smucker's Red Raspberry Preserve got a score of 14. With a gelatinous texture and tons of seeds, this ubiquitous American brand landed in the lower middle. McIsaac correctly guessed the brand just by its appearance. It looks like a Smucker's or less expensive brand. With corn syrup is listed twice. Corn syrup, you guys. It has corn syrup. Yeah. And there's a lot of people who don't like corn syrup. Let me see. You know, it's no good, Nguyen said after seeing the ingredient list post-taste test. So after she tested it, she looked at the ingredients, was like, no bueno. Because of its thickness, Cooper suggested using it in those thumbprint cookies. Okay, so there you go. Oh, I don't think I shared that picture with you. Let me show you how they plated these things. Okay, now remember, this was a blind taste test. So Smucker's with a score of 14 is in 5th place. Now, St. Dalfor Red Raspberry Spread, a score of 18.1. How do you get 18.1? Anyway, I guess they kind of liked it, but it's in 4th place. Okay? And Dalfor, that is the one on the left, all the way on the left. Okay. And then there's Nature's Promise, which is number 3. Oh, I can't see that. Nature's Promise is, where the heck is that one? Oh, it's the top right. That's Nature's Promise. Okay. This is looking good for our Duchess, right? Number 2, which means that as ever is the winner. Number 2, Trader Joe's Fresh Raspberry Preserve with a score of 27.5. Very close to Meghan's, but 27.5 is the score that they gave to the Trader Joe's Fresh Raspberry Preserve, which you can see at the bottom on the right. And the winner, of course, is, as ever, Raspberry Fruit Spread with a score of 27.7. So It was point 0.2 higher than the Trader Joe's fresh raspberry preserve. Yeah, so there you have it. The Duchess of Sussex is the winner, which of course calls for a round of applause. And if you take a look right there, you can actually see how they were able to sample those. They used a disposable plate. They wrote down the numbers and put a dollop of each of them. And of course, you can see Meghan's is the one on the right. I believe that is number 4, because remember, Meghan's spread has a more liquid like consistency compared to all of the others. Um, wow, they are very, or should I say, vastly different in appearance, aren't they? Hmm, ain't that something? Well, congratulations to our Duchess for her triumph with the raspberry spread. She made it to taste, and I think that was the right call. Now, also, we have to consider the fact that it's only point 0.2 higher than the Trader Joe's, which, gosh, I wonder which one of those is the Trader Joe's. Is it number 7, maybe? No. I don't know which one of those would be Trader Joe's, because those numbers are not the same as how they added up on the thing there. So, because you know what I mean. They're not the same. So, wow, there you go. So the article, which is in the Washington Post, the article is in the Washington Post. Um, our Duchess is the winner. And remember, these were very good chefs that took the taste test. So they know what they're talking about. They know their food, right? They know their food. Especially, anything that's sweet. So everybody loves a winner. Yes, yes. I am very disappointed with that French raspberry spread. I use it all the time. I have been buying that stuff for years. I even wrench out the jars and save them for other things. I drink my orange juice. They're the perfect size for your morning orange juice. Perfect for that. Also, sometimes I use it to, you know, for other stuff. So, wow, I am disappointed. I mean, I will still buy it even though it didn't score well. Um, but you guys, I have to say, the bone momon, I put a nice clean spoon in it all the way to the bottom, and I stir it when I first purchase it. And I get it home and I open up the jar, I stir it completely because it does settle a lot in shipment. And I'm just wondering, I mean, they should know better after all. They're chefs, right? I'm just wondering, did they actually stir it? That's very important. All right. So I guess we're going to go on to another topic. Oh, let me see. Before we do that, oh, as Megan points out, we can do this one together. Let me take that away. As Meghan points out in her show, With Love, Meghan, fruit spread, jam, jelly, compotes, and preserves are technically different products, each subject to categorization based on factors such as ingredients and sugar to fruit ratio. For the purpose of this taste test, we're using the term interchangeably. The results held surprises one popular upmarket French brand landed near the bottom. That is the Bon Moment. While the judges ranked two inexpensive store label options among the best. And as ever, we cover the spread below. Yeah. Okay, on to Lemonada. On to Lemonada. So, did you guys listen to it? Did you guys listen to Meghan's Confessions of a Female Founder? I listened to it, and it was quite inspiring, as per usual. The guest was Katie Lee, founder of Highbrow Hippie. And she is absolutely adorable, and you just got to love that smile. So let me play that little soundbite for you. Let me play that little soundbite for you.
In my hands. Oh. And yeah, my heart really in my hands. Oh. And yeah, my heart breaks when I look at it, because it just, I think, is every founder who has just poured their everything into launching something and then being like, not really sure what's next yet. I mean, I was going around, my clients called me the Florence Nightingale of hair color. I'm going around in my car in like a full hazmat suit, throwing hair color over their fences, or leaving at their door at nighttime and just scurrying away like a little mouse.
Okay. So, very interesting. She spoke about opening her shop at the start of the global pandemic and the frustration, the anxiety she had when she realized that, the type of contact she would have with the customers was impossible at that point. So, if you have not listened to it, make sure you do. Make sure you do. It's a good one. Meghan Markle makes rare confession about her sorority life at Northwestern University. Now, that was something that was mentioned. So just to make sure that I can, instead of trying to recall or use notes or anything, I'm going to use People Magazine. Okay. Okay, now, what did I do with that article? People who needs people are the luckiest people in the world. With one person, one very special person, a feeling deep in your soul says you're half not whole. Okay, I found it. That was a brief intermission. What the hell? No more hunger and thirst, but first be a person who needs people. People who need people are the luckiest people in the world. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Now, according to the this last episode, Meghan Markle welcomed her hair colorist, Katie Lee, to her Lemonada podcast, Confessions of a Female Founder. The friends spoke about learning to care for their natural hair as young women. What's that, Mary H? You want to hear some more? Okay. With one person, one very special person, a feeling deep in yourself. Okay. I'm just kidding. Let's get back to where we're supposed to be. That's enough of all that's who shot John. Now, the friends spoke about learning how to care for their natural hair as young women. The Duchess of Sussex said her sorority sisters, who were not black, thought she was burning her hair with a flat iron when she styled it in college. What's that, cookies and cream? You can't get enough of it? Lovers are very special people. They're the luckiest people in the world. With one person. Listen, y'all, I don't want to sing. I don't like to show out. So let me just finish doing what I'm doing here. And maybe later, if you all are on your best behavior, we can do some more Barbra Streisand, okay? Okay. Now, it says here, Meghan's hairstyling routine in college came as a surprise to her. Joya Moore, no, I tell you, I don't feel like singing right now. I got work to do. The Duchess of Sussex shared the story in conversation with her close friend and hair colorist Katie Lee on the latest episode of her podcast, Confessions, that is, of a Female Founder. And let me see, Katie V recounted her empowering experience of attending Spelman College in Atlanta. Well, I didn't know she went to Spelman, one of America's two all-women historically Black colleges and universities, sharing that no one's even surprised she is known for her. I'm sorry, let me try that one more time. Sharing that no one's even surprised she is known for her blonde highlights today, seemingly referring to her extensive celebrity clientele. Especially because you were, I'm sorry. Anyway, that's what she said. She went there from 1999 to 2003, graduated with a double major. Oh, that's Meghan. Okay, kind of. All right, let me skip past that. All right, now this is the juicy part. I don't even think they made plug-in flat irons at that time, said Meghan. They couldn't if they did. I didn't know where they were because I had the little stove. Oh, she had that little, you put the hot comb inside of that little stove, right? With the flat iron that would go in, have a paper towel on the side. Oh, Meghan knows about having a paper towel on the side. I mean, probably half of the people listening to this are going, what is she talking about? Okay. Or you'd pull it out. Anyway, she's being very technical about how to use the hot comb. Okay. Oh yeah, I love this. When she was talking about her maternal grandmother, she'd go, "Just hold on to the sink." and I would grip it with my little hands on both sides. She said on Archetypes, adding that there was no luxury of being tender-headed when your grandmother had the brush. Okay. No, I can't sing right now. I'm busy. Oh, that was at the party where Katie Lee announced. Was that the announcement party or was that a party to celebrate? Anyway, Meghan invested in her hair serum. Okay. Meghan is one of the investors in her hair serum. Oh, and then right here, this was where she talked about renaming the as ever instead of American Riviera Orchard. Meghan Markle is getting candid about the twists and turns of launching her company as ever, originally called American Riviera Orchard. I had secured as ever as a name in 2022. That was very stealthy of her. The Duchess of Sussex shared. And then, as everything started to evolve last year and bringing in a partner the size of that's, oh, the partner is Netflix. She said of partnering with Netflix on both her TV show with Love, Meghan, and her lifestyle brand. It it was just so interesting because you remember I said I like American Riviera as an umbrella. She continued, and then to be able to have verticals beneath it and maybe have the orchard really small. What's that? Joy Moore says, I remember when my grandmother used to brush my hair, I cried. Let me see. Meghan is not that old. Well, she just didn't know about it probably. I mean, if she didn't go to well, I can't say she didn't go, but I don't think Meghan spent a whole lot of time going back and forth to beauty supplies when she was in college. So maybe it was something that she took with her when she went to like Buenos Aires or whatever. And of course, she has to put some oil in her hair when she used the flat iron, right? Because if not, it's going to burn. I don't think I've ever used a pressing comb before. Let me see. The podcast was great. I hope everyone will listen and rate it. Oh, yes. Thank you, Hilda T. We have to rate it. It is very important that we rate it. Okay. All right. And let me see, we were able to focus in the quiet. The Duchess explained and put our heads down and build on something that no one was sniffing around to even see about. It was just really, really helpful to have that quiet period. So, okay. I have been thinking about this. That whole thing with the copyright being too broad of scope, and that they would not let her use American Riviera Orchard, right? I kind of thought that it was a mouthful. And as much as I thought it was a cool name, and I still believe it was a cool name, As Ever is so much better. As Ever is so much better. It just looks better in writing. It just looks better. I think it makes so much sense. It's very open ended, as though it invites more products to the retail space, right? As ever. It just sounds like an endless supply of products. So I think that's perfect. Meghan added, I appreciate it Appreciate everyone who gave me the grace to make mistakes and figure it out, and also to be forgiving with myself through that. It's a learning curve, definitely. And you know how it is when you're trying to do something and everybody's talking at you and making suggestions. God knows they mean well, but it can be a pain in the neck too. Mm, I'd have a pick with me and my gorgeous hair. Okay. 50 years ago, huh? All right. Hey, soul brother. Okay. So, and you all remember this one in honor of Black History Month. Don't forget to hold them ears, sis. And by the way, if you guys have never seen a press and comb or you have no idea what we're talking about, that's it right there. You take that ultra sheen, you oil that scalp, you kind of, oil the hair, right? And then you take that hot comb off of the heat, and then you just pull it through. You pull it through. And now you know why they say, I can't get my hair wet. I can't get my hair wet. But that's why Oprah's hair, remember when Oprah's hair was like super long? I mean, it's still long, but she wasn't using any chemicals in her hair. She was using the good old fashioned hot comb and blow drying it. And of course, having someone on salary to do that, having your hairdresser that can travel around with you, made it easy. The good old pressing comb. Those were made of brass, right? I think they're made of brass. Madam C.J. Walker made this wonder torture device of hot as hell. Really? Was it Madam C.J. Walker? I didn't know that. Yeah, I got a lot of burns from age 11. Oh, the smell of hair burning. Well, hopefully you don't burn it, you just straighten it. And then there's the smell of flesh burning. Yeah, so if anybody who has never seen a pressing comb before, this is exactly what Meghan was speaking of. And do remember, you guys, when Harry and Meghan was at the remember the 1 year countdown to the Invictus games in Whistler, Vancouver? And Meghan had all those great pictures of her hair. And I do believe we attribute that to that hair serum. Let me see here, Vancouver, Whistler. I'm going to see if I can grab a picture so you can see how amazing her hair looked. One of the things that they spoke about that I thought was really interesting, remember she was saying that, let me see, that was February 2024. 1 second, you guys. February. Katie Lee was saying that when she wanted to create a product, that I forgot who she was referring to, but that they were relieved that it was not another shampoo and conditioner. Remember that? As if to say there's already too many shampoos and conditioners on the market. Okay. Let me show you Meghan's hair using that serum. If this doesn't sell that serum, I don't know what does. If this doesn't sell it, I don't know what does. 2024. Oh, how about I put an E in that February? No wonder this ain't working. Okay. Oh my God, her hair looked amazing. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that hair. Look at that hair. Amazing. See, Meghan is only scratching the very surface of her earning potential. You all do know that, right? If Meghan was like really doing some promotion, you know what I'm saying? Imagine what she would be capable of if she was doing, like, I hate to say the word, commercials. Okay, that is the hair serum. And of course, she, her hair, but that is that hair serum that she's been using from Highbrow Hippie. That stuff works. It works. Now, that was that one. Let me see if I can find that other one that really shows you, like when she wears her hair slicked back. She had it slicked back in that bun when she went to that variety thing. That was amazing. That was amazing. But she's taking care of her hair. That's a smart thing to do. Because those being in entertainment and stuff like that, they can tear your hair up, but not Meghan's. Okay. Well, I'll share that with you later. So, any more thoughts about the confessions? Anybody got anything else they want to share about it? If not, we will move on. Going once, going twice. Okay, truth is, I'm stalling. I'm looking for that one picture. It's one of my favorites. There's not many photos where Meghan's hair doesn't look healthy and shiny. And she doesn't need any extensions. I can almost guarantee you Meghan does not use extensions. Okay. Oh, there it is. I found it. Oh, man. Why won't that open? Oh, man. It won't open. Sorry about that. It won't let me have access to it for some reason. Oh, well. Sorry about that, you guys. I tried. Try it one more time. No, it won't let me have it. Okay. Let me see. Carlene Brown says, Baron, there is a flat iron stove. I believe that is one mega. Yes, it's got a little opening. It looks like you could just fit your 4 fingers into it, right? I've seen those. They plug them in, you push the comb in there, heats up the comb, pull it out, burn your ear. Press your hair. Okay. I think I know exactly which one you're talking about. All right. I'm going to try this one more time because I am just determined to show you this. Oh, look at her hair. Look at it. Look at it. Look at it. Look at that hair. Huh? I thought it was kind of funny when Meghan was saying that she was coloring her hair by herself. That she was, did she say she was going to Walgreens and that she had a cry for help for that lady, Katie Lee, to come and do her hair? Could you imagine what Meghan's hair color was like before Katie Lee managed to do something with it? And she said that Katie Lee would show up all, with her mask and everything, because after all, it was a global pandemic. So they did exercise the precaution of, you know, Katie B wearing her face mask and everything. But she said she had to call in for some help because she was trying to color her hair by herself and she didn't really know what she was doing. So that is was that how they met? I'm trying to recall. Is that how she met or they had already met and she would just call her to come over? But I thought that was pretty cool. So anyway, they're good friends and also they are business partners, and that is really cool too. So not just friends, but business partners. Yeah, it says Katie Lee opened her highbrow hippie months before the pandemic. Katie Lee says, you just figure things out, especially as Black women. We don't have a choice but to keep going. Captures resilience, resourcefulness, and the relentlessness problem solving mindset that defines so many female founders, especially women of color navigating industries with little structural support. Oh, she said the highbrow hippie name. Oh, actually, that's Meghan speaking about her. She said it felt warm, it felt human, it felt like me. She shares, I wanted the name to reflect not just what I'm doing, but how I want to show up in the world. That's Meghan speaking about the as ever. Okay, well, you guys don't seem to have a lot to say about the podcast. I'm guessing not a lot of people actually listen to it. But if not, that's okay. We'll just continue. Now, let's get to Nandy Life Science. It says here, Nandy Life Sciences disappeared as scrutiny grows over Centabale's financial ties. Sophie Chanduka once presented Nandy Life Sciences as a bold leap in biotech. Launched in 2023 with her brother, the firm promised groundbreaking therapies for rare diseases. Today, the company's website no longer loads. and its digital footprint is rapidly eroding. In other words, the website is gone, and any reference to it is slowly disappearing from the internet. You guys, um, the so called Dr. Sophie has disappeared. Where is Sophie um, Chanduka? Where is she? She has pulled a Houdini. Uh, we should call her Dr. Houdini because she has pulled a Houdini. This chick has totally disappeared, vanished. It's like she's in the witness protection program. The science around Nandi comes at a pivotal moment. Chanduka now faces scrutiny not just for her startup, but also for her role as chair of Centabal, the charity co-founded by Prince Harry and currently under regulatory review by the United Kingdom Charity Commission. As questions over financial decisions mount, the disappearance of Nandi online presence adds a new dimension to an unfolding controversy. Big promises without a public record. Chanduka, I'm just going to say Sophie. Sophie described Nandy Life Sciences as a platform for scientific innovation focused on cancer and autoimmune disorders. The company claimed to champion global equity and impact, but there is no evidence of a medical staff, published research, or clinical trials. No patents have been filed. Regulatory records show no sign of scientific output or operational momentum. Sophie, what you doing, girl? Meanwhile, Nandy's visibility continues to shrink. Former staff updated their LinkedIn bios, some deleted social media. Sophie has positioned the company as part of a $50 million biotech portfolio, yet no independent sources has corroborated the figure or the scope of the venture. Compounding doubts is the company listed address 2450 Holcomb Boulevard, Suite X, Houston, identical to the TMC Innovation, a respected research institute, yet there is no record of a formal partnership. The shared location suggests the affiliation may have served optics more than function. Gee, that's interesting. Has anybody here seen my old friend Sophie? That is interesting. Well, oh, wait, let me show it to you. There, right there. It says consultants, conflict, and charity money. The name links Nandi and Centabal directly. Sarah Ezian, she worked with Chanduka, Sophie, at Morgan Stanley and served as a consultant at both Nandi and Centabal. Media reported records show Centabal paid more than £41,000 between 2023 and 2024. In total, the charity spent nearly £500,000 on consultants during that period, many of whom have long-standing ties to Sophie. Ain't that something? Ain't that a caution? Hi, Winsome. So Nandy Life Science and TMC Innovation list the same Houston address, raising questions about Nandy's legitimacy and affiliations. as there is no public record of a formal partnership between the two entities. My. Oh, what a twisted web we weave when first we practice to deceive. This includes her brother, who co founded Nandi and reportedly received payments from the charity. If funds flowed directly or indirectly from Centabal to an entity co-chaired by its board leader, the convenience, the conference, well, anyway, of role could trigger serious governance issues and legal consequences. Do you mean to tell me that Dr. Sophie might actually have I wonder if she could be found criminally responsible for some fraudulent acts. Could you imagine that? What if Dr. Sophie ends up in the Crossbar Hotel? Oh my goodness, say it isn't so. Well, her friend said she was tough. Trevor Phillips said that she was tough and that Harry ought to be afraid. Ain't that what he said? Okay. Yet the timing of Nandy Life Sciences' quiet erasure amid an active investigation cast a long shadow over its founding claims. Sophie's leadership, a company once framed as visionary, now offers no evidence of biotech activity. And Centabal, founded to support children in Southern Africa, faces the risk of seeing its mission eclipsed by reputational fallout. Wow. So that's it, you guys. Sophie has disappeared, and so has Nandy. What's the name of it again? Nandy Life Sciences. Oh, that sounds so made up. Now, listen, you guys, I do think I have some screenshots of it somewhere. I'm not going to share them tonight, but I do believe I have some screenshots of it. And rest assured that so many of the people in the Sussex squad have taken screenshots of Nandy Life Sciences. So they can take it down, but trust and believe there is much evidence of its existence, but literally it has been scrubbed, allegedly, from the internet. Why would you remove it if you're not, if you didn't do anything wrong? And I remember reading the website, it said that the company was valued at 50 million US dollars. $50 million. $50 million doesn't just disappear. What the hell? Sophie, if you are within the sound of my voice, you got some explaining to do. You really got some explaining to do. While there is an active investigation going on by the Charities Commission, you or someone close to you seems to have erased the Nandy Life Sciences from the internet. And it would seem to me that you should be too busy running Nandy Life to take up a voluntary position at Centabal, and then to fight so hard to keep a position that does not pay, while simultaneously liquidating 600,000 pounds, was it, of the charity's money gone, with consultants, 400,000 pounds used on consultants. That looks bad. How come the tabloid media is not reporting this? Somebody's on the lam by all outward appearances, meaning it seems like somebody's pulling the OJ and running for it, and they don't want to cover it. Winsome Jones, thank you so much for the super sticker, and thank you for joining us here on Royal Sussex. Where is Dr. Sophie? Where is she? I'm almost as worried for her as I am, or as I was for Kate Middleton. Leg says, did you see she left the BBBA in debt? Where she quietly resigned before forcing her way into Centabal. Guess who was also part of the BBBA? Ian, what's his name? Really? The guy that was on TV with her. Thank you so much for the super chat. I did not know that. I did not know that. Sophie has some explaining to do. She thought that Centabal was going to be her cash cow. That's what I think. She thought Centabal was going to be her cash cow, and she was going to use Prince Harry's celebrity to try and let's recall what she said with that interview with Trevor Phillips, is it? She said that Harry and Prince Harry and Prince Say-So thought themselves to be well placed to start a charity in response to a crisis like HIV/AIDS. And she wanted to take that charity, which is still greatly needed, and turn it into a way to build wealth in Africa, in those communities. Now, that sounds like that prosperity preaching, like one of them prosperity preachers. It's not a bad thing. It's nothing terrible about wanting to help people create generational wealth. But to do that, she said that HIV/AIDS is no longer the death sentence that it used to be. And so in this post, did she say Black Lives Matter world, that she felt as though the Centabal should broaden their, I guess, influence in the community and start branching out to some other stuff. This alarmed the board, and so they resigned. And so in solidarity of the board, Prince Say-So and Prince Harry, they also resigned as the founding patrons. They stepped away from it, meaning that you're not going to get our help as you would have in the past. So Sophie and Ian and probably Kensington Palace, they have literally derailed Centabal. They have derailed it. And of course, the other thing that was interesting is that Sophie said she wanted to move the fundraising away from, did she say away from Africa or away from Britain, and move it over to the US? In other words, get rid of anyone with ties to Britain as the board of directors. Get rid of them. That's what she really meant to do. And to try to find a board here in the US. I still don't know how she expected it to work without Harry. And even accused Harry and Meghan's personal lives, mostly Harry's, but then throwing Meghan in there. And then you got all these Royal Rota, as well as the Derangers, accusing Meghan of an attempt to take over Centabal. She has sown so many seeds of confusion, right? That seemed to be the whole point, was to create so much confusion that nobody would pay attention to the 600,000 pounds. Maybe nobody would notice that the Nandy Life Sciences was gone. Maybe people wouldn't notice the connection between those two women and her brother that she brought on. One of which, you remember, one of those women stepped down after a week. After 7 days, they stepped down. It was a bit of a delay from the actual departure to the announcement. And now Sophie has disappeared. I mean, you couldn't hit her in the ass with a red apple. That's how far gone she is. You could not hit her in the ass with a red apple. And why? Why the disappearance? She is one of those MBEs, right? So for someone who wants to decolonize a charity, she had no problem with adding that to her credentials. And of course, the whole thing of being Dr. Sophie. And you know what, guys? You know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, do you know who defended Sophie's right to use the doctor title? Do you all know who defended her with that? Do you all know who thought that we were picking on Sophie by pointing out how ludicrous that is? Anybody? Who thought that was unfair to point out that she's not a real doctor? Someone who decided to defend her. I'll give you a hint. It was somebody that I had to drag yesterday. Yes, Hazel Jones. Him. Yes, absolutely. You get a bell for that. Yep. Professor Tim Wilson. He stood up for Sophie's right to call herself a doctor. There's a lot of people out there that have honorary doctorates, but most of them do not use it professionally. Now, the Republicans, and I'm speaking of the American Republican political party, they tried to do this thing where they accused Dr. Jill Biden of using a fake doctorate. But Dr. Jill Biden has a PhD. Dr. Jill Biden is the real deal. She has gone into the field of education, and she has reached the very highest level as an educator. Dr. Jill Biden, who proudly used her time as an educator to help migrants, immigrants, asylum seekers. She helped them learn English and become American citizens. Something that you know is near and dear to my heart. Abuse of migrants and immigrants and asylum seekers is one of those pet peeves I don't like it. I think it is showing the very lowest of humanity. Um, I think one of the most godly things we could do is to give support to people that are traveling, people that are trying to settle someplace else, feeding them, housing them, and helping them to gain their citizenship. I think it's the right thing to do. There's no law against seeking asylum. So when they say that people are illegal, they certainly are not. You have a right to appeal for asylum. And you don't have to walk through a terminal or through a port to do it. However you get there, you have a right to appeal for asylum. Most countries are signatories to that, so it is perfectly legal. But anyway, I digress. What is that? Dar's Travel and Adventure says she really had something good going for herself and royally screwed it up. Yes, she did. And Leg says, didn't Sophie get her MBE from establishing the Black British Business? Yes, that's it. That's right. It wouldn't look too good that she left them in debt and quietly resigned. I wonder if she owed Ian from that. Well, maybe that's why she brought him on to Centabal. That was probably to, well, let me just say allegedly, because I don't know it to be true, but let's allege that that was like a little quid pro quo. That was a little, you scratch my back, I scratch yours. One hand washes the other hands, and both hands washes the face. Speaking of faces, let me get this asshole off of here. He does kind of look like Boxcar Willie, don't he? He kind of reminds you of Boxcar Willie, one of them hobos that used to ride the rails across the United States. A vagabond. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, Boxcar Willie. He looks like Burl Ives on crack, don't he? If Burl Ives ever got on that stuff, he would look just like Burl Ives on that stuff. Oh, oh well. I think that's interesting that Sophie disappeared like that, though. Oh, okay. So you guys, the Pope passed away Easter morning, or well, no, Monday morning, the day after Easter, and uh, I guess the funeral will be in like a week or something like that. Guess who's going? Prince William will attend the funeral of Pope Francis on behalf of the king, and it has been confirmed that he'll be there. Oh, it's Saturday, April 26th. Okay, so that's when they are having the funeral. Now, that is the Papal Basilica of Saint Mary Major, also known as Basilica de Santa Maria Maggiore. I've been to that place. That is where they're going to entomb Pope Francis. He doesn't want to be in the Vatican like the other popes. He wants to be in the St. Mary Major Basilica, a papal basilica. Now, what does that mean? I have no idea, but it is a papal basilica. It's a beautiful place. I hopped off the tour bus, and these photos are not the greatest, but these are the ones that I have taken. So Had I taken it off the internet, it would have been, those bright, vivid blue skies. But I want you to see it the same way I saw it. So there I am with my Rome hat on. See it? It says Rome. So that's my Rome hat. And isn't it something? I packed a windbreaker. That is an old Sears Roebuck's windbreaker. It kind of got butterfly collars, although you can't see it. But it has the snaps. Remember the old snaps on the, it snaps up and down. And it just so happens to match the hat, or the hat just happens to match the windbreaker. I kind of look like I work for the tour company, don't I? Could you imagine me doing a city tour? Let me see. Doesn't William misses church and funerals a lot? Oh, you know what, Legs? Great point. Let's see if he actually gets there, because he may announce in the 11th hour that he's not going. And they'll probably send Sophie Wessex. Yeah, they'll probably send Sophie Wessex. Anyway, you guys, thank you for the comment, by the way. That is a beautiful church, basilica. This is a close-up image of that balcony area up there at the top. And there is a big square in front of it, so you can have a crowd in front of it. And this is the interior. Very Italian Renaissance. Isn't that beautiful? Oh, it was absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Again, these are photos that I took myself that day. This was back in 2018. Let me see, when was this place built? And just so you know, there's churches all over Italy, all over the place. And especially in Rome, every place you turn, there's another church. There's more churches than McDonald's. I know that is very primitive, but there are more churches than McDonald's. Let me see. The groundbreaking was in the year 432. I think that's what it says, the year 432. Anyway, they say it was, no, it couldn't have been, is it? Well, it says it was completed in 1743. That's when it was completed, the year 1743. Ah, look at it, just dripping with gold from the New World. I wonder how many people, well, you know what I mean, how many people were in bondage. I'll be nice and say bondage. I wonder how many people were in bondage to get that gold. Huh? Anyway, it is beautiful. Marble, gold, very, very beautiful. Now, that dome that you see on the left is above the altar that you see on the right. And this is a close-up of the altar. There's actually a picture of Pope Francis sitting right there in front of the altar praying. When he got out of the hospital some time ago, he made a request that they would take him over here to this papal basilica, St. Mary Major. Yes, a dime store, a liquor store, and a church on every corner. Those storefront churches. Gotta love those storefront churches. A church about the same size as my living room. This is one of the side aisles. This is one of the side aisles. Now, one of the unique features of this church, it's kind of hard. It was hard to get the whole thing in the photo, but let me tell you. So, obviously, this is the main floor, right? And as you walk toward the altar up front, um, you're going past all this. The closer you get to the other side there, because it's like a long, narrow church. This is on the lower level. So you can see the people up there, the photo on the left, you can see the people up there at the top. That's where I was. And then when you walk down the steps, like you see here in the middle, there is a monument here to one of the popes. And so the photo on the right is from the lower level. And as you can see, it is like 3 times the size of a normal person. It's a very large sculpture. And then this, I don't know what that is on the left side. It looks like what is those? Like an urn where you keep the bones. You can see the beautiful mosaic on the floor there. And it looks like the Vatican, except it's not. It's not. There are so many museum quality churches in Rome, more than you could shake a stick at. But this is the altar at the St. Mary Major. And that canopy, it kind of looks like the one at the Vatican, except the Vatican, the columns are twisted. They kind of undulate like a corkscrew, whereas this one is straight up and down. But it is beautiful, very beautiful. And that is one of the popes. There's a pope that's entombed there. So Pope Francis is going to have some kind of a niche like this. They're going to, create a place for him. So again, he's not going to be buried where most of the popes are. He's going to be entombed at this church. And I wish I had more information about everything we're looking at, but I don't. I just took pictures of everything I thought was beautiful. And I'm guessing, do you think that window is made from what, alabaster? That stone is so, what do you call it? You could see through it. Yeah, so that's how it looks from a distance. There's a close-up of that statue that is there. Yeah, they don't make them like this no more, right? So it is Pope Clemens. Sorry, I didn't translate that. Clemens, something. Pontifex Maximus. I think that's a pope. Is that in Latin or Italian? I think it's Latin. Does anybody know how to read that? Tell us what it say. Anybody? I can translate it though. Let me see. I'll do the translation. My aunt that passed away recently, well, last year, she could read Latin. She had to learn it in school. She was a Catholic before the Mass was in English. So she had to learn Latin. And she actually went to the Vatican before. And she said that she and her husband, both Catholic school kids, had to learn Latin. Okay. All right. So I am going to translate that. Give me just a second. Okay. And we will see what it says. So it says Clemens Pontifex Maxin Liberian Basilique, former conical and vicar. He lies. Wait, is that right? That cannot be right. It is Latin. The prayer of the faithful died the 9th of December in the year of salvation, 1769. At the age of 69, lived in his pontificate, year 2, 8 months, and 9 days. Okay, so I don't think that was a pope. Oh, look at there. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? That's almost standing beneath that canopy. Oh, by the way, you guys, I think this is it. Is this the last slide? Yes, almost. I'm almost done. It says Princess Kate and Prince William to leave England for 2 days in fresh royal family announcement. They are going to, let me see. Well, they're set to visit the Isle of Mull, and is that Iona? So anyway, they're going on the 28th through the 30th, the 29th through and 30th for a 2-day royal engagement. You mean to tell me that the global, what is he, global inspiration, global ambassador, whatever his title is, global statesman. You mean to tell me the global statesman is not really leaving the country? They're just going to go to a couple of islands. Artesian market, visit to Sustainable Croft and Ardura Community Forest. Oh, Kate's going to like that. She loves the forest. Oh, okay. It sounds exciting. Well, if they are successful with this, maybe they'll let them actually go out the country again. I guess they're going to test them to see if they're okay to go to a Commonwealth. I bet you the government is the one that's asking for this visit. The government is sending them there. William not bothered with the church, then he shouldn't bother to become king either, writes Peter Hitchens. Apparently, William does not want to be the head of the Church of England, even though that is his constitutional duty. He probably is not going to make an announcement. He's probably just going to distance himself away from it as much as possible. But I couldn't imagine that he's going to make an announcement. And I'm thinking William is not going to have the big, what do you call it? The big coronation. I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't. Right now, the British have the biggest coronation of any country in Europe. They have the biggest, most elaborate coronation. Most countries do not do as much as they do. So It would, I think it, well, I think that a lot of people will welcome the idea of not having the big coronation, but there are going to be a lot of people that are going to try to pressure him to do it anyway. But I don't think that's what he cares for. Now, this is the last photo. And then after this, guys, as promised, we'd only be here for 2 hours. That is the Orchestra Hall. That is in Chicago. Acoustically, one of the finest theaters in the world. It is, it was designed by Dankmar Adler and Louis Sullivan. And it's very Victorian style. In other words, it was completed, I think, in 1889, 83, something like that. And it was one of the first buildings in Chicago to have electricity. It was possibly the world's first air-conditioned theater. They used to bring blocks of ice from Lake Michigan. They would put it inside of the ductwork and let the air just blow through it, and it would be enough to chill the inside of the theater. And it holds about 4,000 people. Very beautiful theater. And believe it or not, when it was first built, it was Chicago's first big opera house. This was supposed to rival the Paris Opera House. It was supposed to rival any of the big opera houses. But really, most working class people in Chicago at that time were not interested in the opera. The first big thing that took place there was the Republican National Convention. Yeah, they weren't complete with the theater, but they rushed it open, and because people were excited to see it. But by today's standards, it is still a great theater. So I took a tour of it once. Pretty cool. All right, you guys, thank you so much and good night. I will see y'all next time. What dates are Harry and Meghan coming up? Let me see. Meghan Markle time 100. Oh, that's today. World's most influential people at a glitzy event slated to take place April 23rd. And Prince Harry is the 28th for the Legends of Aviation. Oh my God. It's today, you guys. We're going to see Meghan today. Isn't that exciting? Meghan Markle just can't get enough of the Big Apple. Duchess of Sussex gearing up to make yet another trip to New York City to attend the Time 100 Summit next week. Yes, you guys, Meghan. Okay, I'm happy. I am happy. How exciting. All right, Cookies and Cream says, everyone, please stay safe, pray, don't peg, and always hydrate. You can hear my voice. That's what I need to do. All right. Thank you all. And thank you for watching Royal Sussex. Suana Maria Anojo. Let me see. Bye, everyone. Have a good night and good day at work. God bless. Thank you so much. Oh, thank you, Lydia Washington. Lydia, we got to get started on the. Actually, I need to get started. But I know you're going to help me, so I'm looking forward to that. But we have to get started on, Royal Sussex merch, not for sale, but for, people that have been an essential part of Royal Sussex. But eventually, we're all going to do some stuff for sale. But I I'm running out of excuses not to get it done, so I guess I'm just going to have to, you know, s- start looking at some designs or whatever. I think it'd be easier for me if I just went to one of those printers where they just, print stuff. Because doing it online, I I had mixed results with that last time. But I want to do something special. I should get like another logo designed or something instead of just a plain blue and white. You know what I mean? Something something more symbolic, I think, like a big giant cup of coffee and things that um, really speak to Royal Sussex. So let me think about that. I should just speak to like one of the people that you know that do that thing. I can, even if I don't go to a place, I could always call and just tell them what I need, and they'll send me some ideas, and we'll take it from there. Right? I'm just gonna tell them, do your job, boo, do your job, and they'll come up with something. But I think that would be really cool, especially something that can be used during the summer. Hats, t-shirts, tote bag, that kind of stuff. Yes, 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 yes. I pray for a very successful event. I pray for a very big, well-armed motorcade so people know that we ain't effing around. And then, of course, what is Meghan gonna wear? What is she gonna wear? Is Harry going with her? I mean, after all, he's been honored by time before. Oh, they're doing there's some activity going on in Rome right now. They moved his coffin to the St. Peter's Basilica. What is it? Santa Pedro Basilique? Is that how you say St. Peter's Basilica? Santa, Santa Pedro Basilique. You know what makes me jealous though? What makes me intensely, intensely jealous is that Robert Collins lives in Rome and he gets to see that beautiful place all the time. He gets to see all of this stuff. Could you imagine? For Robert Collins, that's home. Oh, Beverly Jackson, you're quite welcome. I don't think I've ever shared them with anybody before either. I took so many of them. I don't think I've ever shared them. I didn't really get a chance to edit them or anything, just fuss over them. But all of those little details, I love, seeing that stuff again and again. Like when I walked inside of the basilica, this is, what you see when you walk through the door. Okay, I'm still here. I'm just looking through some stuff on social media, but I am done. So good night, everyone. Just hanging out here for a second. Hmm. Okay. I'm just checking to see if there's any unexpected photos uploaded of anything. Oh, by the way, you guys, Megan's Instagram, last week it was 2.6 million. Now it's 2.8 million followers on the Instagram. And that's, of course, just the main account. Um, 2.8 million. So who knows? By this time next week, it may be 3 million followers. But we're getting there. We are getting there. Good night, Patty Askew. Or good morning. Did you guys see how skinny Lizzo? Gosh, she's small, isn't she? Lizzo done lost all that weight. And what happened with Shannon Sharp? Are you guys keeping up with that Shannon Sharp thing? That is a scandal. Shannon Sharp is doing like Jay-Z. He's calling their bluff. Oh well, I'm gonna get some rest and I'm gonna look forward to what do you call it? To seeing Meghan tomorrow. I'm surprised that nobody has said how insensitive it is of Meghan to do this while the Pope's funeral. Because of the Pope's funeral, they should call it off. Not for everybody else, just for Meghan. They should call it off. How dare she? I'm telling you, if somebody tripped trying to step up on a curb, they're going to say that Meghan should cancel her appearance for the Time 100. Okay. Well, I promise you, I have nothing else. So I'm going to call it a night. Except, I forgot to share that video of Megan's from Earth Day. I downloaded it and I forgot to share it. So I'll do that right now. All right. I'm going to do that right now. Love will lead you back. Someday I just know it. Love will lead you back in my arms where you belong, I'm sure. Your stars are shining. One day you will find me again. It won't be long. One of these days our love will lead you back. Isn't that beautiful? I'm guessing that's Megan's backyard. You hear the bird? Now, if I went out to my backyard, first of all, you'll trip because that last step before you get to the bottom, there ain't one. Also, if I went out to my backyard, you'd have to try to push past that overturned Weber Kettle barbecue grill. Then, of course, in the corner, there's an old Cadillac up on blocks. And, of course, there's that old rusty bathtub. Yeah, my backyard is a bit of a torture chamber. It's a bit of an eyesore, but you all are perfectly welcome to visit. Watch your step. Yeah, there's a burned out Buick LeSabre in my backyard. Rumor has it was part of a bank heist. Thank you, Ella Parker. Okay, cheers. Cheers.